Hello, I'm Dr. Eve. Welcome to the Sexual Health Centre. I'm bringing you a number of stories with which I'm faced every day here in my therapy room, as well as on Facebook and on my Twitter feed. I'd love your opinion about it because I think you can relate to many of these stories. This is a mail from a man, which has very unsettled him, as you can imagine. He's 30 years old, and as of late, he says he's been experiencing issues maintaining an erection during intercourse. Now, you would imagine, 30 years old, virile, if he's healthy, he should be able to have an erection without even thinking twice about it. He says as well that his libido is very low, to the point where he almost has no urge to be sexual with his wife. They have had 2 successful and 2 unsuccessful attempts over the last month, and the rest of the time he doesn't even initiate sex. Now, when you get to that point, you are so under pressure to perform and so anxious about your performance that whatever you're going to do, you're kind of going to fail. The erection is not going to work. He says he wants to consult a doctor, doesn't really know where to go to. Before all of this happened, they had a healthy sexual life where they were sexual 2 to 3 times a week, and started to decline. Just started out with kind of having no libido at all, where now it's just like nothing that's happening. He says maybe because he has a stressful job in a corporation that's getting in the way, but he also says that he was able to balance those things beforehand. So why is it that he now has a low libido? It's an interesting story because we never really think too much about men having low interest in being sexual. We always know that this is more of a woman's story, but more and more men are presenting with having low libido as well. There are a number of variables that could be causing this young man to be having erectile unreliability as well as low desire, and the two feed off each other. As a sexual health practitioner, I'm always going to check his health first. I'm going to really listen and hear, does he need to go to a doctor? And I would definitely send him to a doctor just to check out the basics. We know that there is more of an increase in incidence of young men having low testosterone. Is it just a lifestyle? Is it something which is real? I'm going to check it out with the doctor first. I'm just going to give him a general medical checkup, send him to go and get a general medical checkup, just to reassure myself that this isn't a medical problem. And then we're left with the difficulty of psychological difficulty and relationship difficulty. I would do a thorough assessment to see, are there other factors going on in his life which have crept in from old or now that are present, that are adding the story, this layer of sexual difficulty into his life. Research tells us that it's really always the relationship between 2 people which is going to cause sexual difficulty. So I'm really going to look at assessing that relationship. If you're in a situation like this, if you're a young man and find that you've lost your urge to be sexual, and therefore you're not having erections as strongly as before, as I said, they comorbidly go together, I want you to think about the many factors that are at play in your life. Besides the medical, are there other social factors? Are there other anxieties that are worrying you? Are there memories of childhood sexual abuse that are suddenly coming up for you? Are there things in your relationship that are really niggling you, but you're not really taking responsibility or ready to take ownership of yet? Think about the many factors that influence your daily life and your relationship, and go to a healthcare provider and talk about it. Don't wait too long, because otherwise, like this young man, you're going to develop performance anxiety, and that's going to require a lot more work to treat than dealing with the problem that could be causing your low desire and your erectile difficulty. To find out more information, follow me on Facebook and find me on Twitter.